Have you ever felt like you're stuck? Like there's a part of you that knows something has to shift, but you're unsure where to start? What if I told you that today, in just one day, you could begin to change your life? That the person you are right now can become unrecognizable by tomorrow, not because of some miraculous transformation, but because of small, intentional actions. It all starts with a single decision. The truth is, change is not something that happens over time. It's something that happens in an instant. The moment you decide to take control, to live with purpose, to align your actions with the life you want, that's when the journey begins. The Stoic philosophers, Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, understood this power. They didn't wait for the perfect moment. They didn't wait for the ideal circumstances. They acted, and so can you. You have the same power within you right now. You are capable of becoming unrecognizable in your strength, in your clarity, and in your purpose, if you decide to embrace it. This video isn't just about theory. It's about real, tangible steps you can take today, in this moment, to transform the way you think, the way you feel, and the way you live. In the next few minutes, I'll guide you through Stoic principles that will challenge you to let go of excuses, embrace discipline, and take action in the present. Because the life you're looking for is already inside of you. It's just waiting for you to claim it. Are you ready to start? The only thing standing between you and a transformed life is the decision to begin. Let's take that first step together. Part 1. The decision to change. Awakening to your power. There's a quiet power within you, a force that's been waiting, perhaps for years, to be unleashed. The only thing that stands between you and that power is a single decision. It's not a moment of grandiosity. It's not some dramatic turning point. It's a quiet realization. You have the ability to change. Right now, in this very moment, you can decide to stop waiting. You can stop thinking, one day I'll be different, and begin saying, today I will be different. The first step is the decision to act, not tomorrow, not next week, right now. Think about it. How often do you wait for the perfect time to begin? You wait for the stars to align, for the circumstances to be just right, and yet the perfect moment never seems to come. The Stoics, Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus didn't wait. They didn't believe in waiting for the perfect time to change. They believed in the power of the present moment. You have the same power. Right now, you can choose to transform your mindset, your habits, and your life. It begins with deciding to rise above where you are right now and take ownership of your journey. You don't need permission. You don't need someone to tell you when it's time. The time is now. This is your life, and you are in control. No one else. Not your past, not your circumstances, not your fears, only you. The moment you decide that you are ready to change is the moment everything begins to shift. When you make this decision, it's not just about wanting change. It's about accepting responsibility for the life you have and the life you can create. You might look at your current situation and feel overwhelmed, like you're stuck in a loop. But remember, the loop isn't controlling you. It's simply a result of your past choices, and that means you have the power to choose differently now. This is your awakening. The power to change, to become the person you're capable of becoming, lies within you. It's been there all along, waiting for you to acknowledge it. And when you choose to see it, you'll realize how much strength you already possess. But here's the key. It's not enough to simply decide to change. You must commit to it. A decision is not a passive thought. It's an active choice that requires action. So, what are you going to do with this moment? The beauty of Stoic philosophy is that it teaches us to focus on what's within our control. You can't change everything, but you can change yourself. You have the power to control your thoughts, your mindset, and the decisions you make moving forward. This decision isn't about what you hope will happen tomorrow. It's about what you will do today. Every journey starts with a step, and this is your first step. It's not about waiting for some miraculous transformation. It's about choosing to take the first small action that leads to bigger, lasting change. So what's the first thing you're going to do today to make this decision real? Start with something simple, something small, and then let that one decision lead to another. Soon, you'll find that the person you were yesterday is no longer who you are today. The change is real, it's happening, and it starts right now. Part 2. Mastering your mind, the Stoic mental shift. The mind is powerful. It shapes how you see the world, how you respond to the challenges you face, and how you define who you are. The Stoics understood that your thoughts are the key to your freedom. They knew that by mastering your mind, you can master your life. And now, it's your turn to take control. Right now, you may feel like your thoughts are racing, swirling around, out of control. But the truth is, your mind is yours to command. It's not the external world, nor the people around you that control how you feel. It's how you interpret and respond to the world that defines your reality. The Stoics taught that it's not the events themselves that disturb us, but our beliefs about them. Take a moment to really think about that. When something happens, whether it's good or bad, it's not the event that causes you pain or joy. It's your perception of that event. This is where your power lies. You have the ability to change how you perceive everything in your life. Every time you react emotionally, you have the chance to pause and ask yourself, is this reaction serving me? In fact, one of the most important things you can do right now is to recognize that you have the power to choose your response. The Stoics often spoke about the power of detachment, not in the sense of being cold or indifferent, but in the sense of not letting external events dictate your emotional state. This detachment allows you to step back, observe the situation, and respond with clarity and calm, rather than being swept away by knee-jerk emotions. Think of a time when you felt overwhelmed by a situation. Perhaps it was a stressful work deadline, a disagreement with someone close to you, or the uncertainty of the future. What would it have felt like to pause in that moment and choose your response? What would it have felt like to detach from the initial surge of emotion and instead approach the situation with a clear, calm mind? This is the shift. The Stoic mental shift is about taking control of your inner world, even when the outer world is chaotic. It's about understanding that you are not a victim of your circumstances. You are the master of how you respond. You can change your emotional reactions and free yourself from the burden of stress, anger, or fear. Here's a simple practice. Next time you face a challenge, take a deep breath and ask yourself, what's the worst that could happen? Often we get caught in the fear of the unknown, imagining the worst-case scenario. But when you confront your fear, you see it for what it is, a mental construct, not a reality. The Stoics believed in the power of reflection. They didn't simply react to life's events. They took time to reflect on them, to evaluate their responses, and to learn from each situation. This reflection allowed them to grow stronger, wiser, and more in control of their emotions. You can do the same. Start by becoming aware of your automatic thoughts and reactions. Take a moment before reacting. Ask yourself, is this thought helpful? Is this reaction in line with who I want to be? This pause creates the space for a shift, a small but profound shift in how you handle the world around you. But it's not just about avoiding negative emotions. It's about being intentional with your thoughts. Instead of letting fear or anger take over, you can choose to cultivate thoughts of gratitude, patience, and resilience. The Stoics didn't shy away from difficulty. In fact, they welcomed it, knowing that obstacles were opportunities for growth. You have the same power. You can choose to see challenges as opportunities to strengthen your mind and character. When you embrace this mindset, you begin to see that your mind is your greatest ally. The more you master your mind, the more you free yourself from the influence of external circumstances. You start to realize that you don't have to be at the mercy of your thoughts. You can control them, shape them, and use them to build the life you desire. So right now, ask yourself, what thought or belief is holding you back? What are you telling yourself that keeps you stuck? And then ask yourself, what would it look like if you let go of that belief? Imagine what your life could be like if you chose to see yourself as capable, resilient, and in control. The Stoics knew that mental mastery was the foundation of a fulfilled life. Now it's your turn to take control of your mind, to detach from negative reactions, and to approach life with a calm, focused mindset. By mastering your mind, you unlock the potential for true freedom and strength. The change begins within you right now. Part 3. Mastering adversity, using obstacles as fuel. Life is full of challenges. Sometimes it feels like everything is against you, like you've hit a wall that you just can't get over. But what if I told you that the very obstacles you're facing right now could be the fuel you need to reach your next level? What if, instead of being defeated by adversity, you could turn it into your greatest strength? The Stoics believed that obstacles were not roadblocks. They were opportunities for growth. In fact, Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, often wrote about how difficulties were the very thing that could shape his character and deepen his wisdom. He didn't see hardship as something to be avoided. He saw it as something to embrace. Now imagine this. The next time you face an obstacle, whether it's in your career, your relationships, or even your personal growth, you have a choice. You can either let it defeat you, or you can use it as the very thing that propels you forward. What would it look like if you chose to see every challenge as a stepping stone to something greater? Think about the strength that comes from persevering through adversity. Think about how, when you overcome something hard, you come out stronger on the other side. Every time you face adversity with resilience, you're not just surviving, you're growing. It's easy to get caught up in the story of why me when life throws challenges your way. You might feel like you're alone in your struggle, like no one understands the weight you're carrying. But I want you to remember this: every obstacle you face has the potential to make you better. It's not about the difficulty of the situation, it's about how you approach it. This is where your power lies. When you face hardship with the mindset that it will make you stronger, you shift from being a victim to being a warrior. You take control of the narrative. Instead of letting life happen to you, you begin to happen to life. The more you practice this mindset, the easier it becomes to find meaning in the struggle. Think back to a time when you faced something difficult. Maybe it was a job loss, a health challenge, or a relationship that ended. At the time, it probably felt like the worst thing that could happen to you. But now, looking back, you can see how that obstacle changed you. Maybe it taught you resilience. Maybe it helped you grow in ways you never expected. The Stoics understood that life isn't about avoiding challenges. It's about how you respond to them. They didn't shy away from pain or discomfort. Instead, they understood that adversity was the very thing that made them stronger, more capable, and more aligned with their true purpose. And you can do the same. The next time something goes wrong or you feel like you're up against a wall, ask yourself, how can I use this to grow? How can I turn this obstacle into fuel for my journey? The answer lies in your perspective. Let's be clear, it's not easy. There will be moments when you feel like giving up. There will be times when it seems like the obstacles in front of you are too big to overcome. But those moments are exactly where your power is waiting. When you feel like everything is falling apart, That's the moment to double down. That's the moment to dig deep, find your inner strength, and keep going. When you change your mindset around adversity, you start to see it as a part of the process, not a detour, not a mistake, but a necessary part of your growth. You can't become who you're meant to be without going through some tough times. So, how do you put this into action? Every day, you have the choice to approach obstacles with courage and clarity. When something challenges you, instead of getting angry or frustrated, pause. Ask yourself, what is this trying to teach me? Look for the lesson, and then use that lesson to fuel your next step forward. The key to mastering adversity is knowing that it's not about avoiding pain. It's about embracing it, learning from it, and using it to push you toward your highest potential. You are capable of more than you realize. The obstacles in your path right now are not stopping you. They are preparing you for what's to come. Remember, the Stoics didn't see adversity as something to fear. They saw it as an ally, a tool for transformation. Now it's time for you to do the same. Embrace your obstacles. Use them to fuel your journey. And watch as you become stronger, wiser, and more resilient with every challenge you face. Part 4. The power of detachment, freeing yourself from external control. Imagine for a moment that nothing outside of you, no opinion, no event, no external circumstance, has the power to shake your inner peace. Picture yourself standing firm in the face of life's unpredictability, unbothered by the judgment of others or the weight of the world around you. What would that feel like? This is the power of detachment. It's not about becoming cold or indifferent. It's about freeing yourself from the control that external factors have over your emotions and thoughts. It's about taking back your power. Detachment isn't a rejection of the world. It's a liberation from its hold on you. In a world where everyone is constantly trying to control outcomes, gain approval, or meet expectations, it's easy to forget the most important thing: you are not defined by others. Your worth does not depend on what others think of you or what you achieve. Your inner peace does not hinge on the external world. You are whole. You are enough, just as you are. The Stoics, including Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius, often wrote about the importance of detachment. They understood that our suffering often comes from our attachment to things outside our control: opinions, results, outcomes, even people. When you're attached to these things, you're at the mercy of external forces. And the truth is, life will never be entirely predictable or in your control. But your inner world, your thoughts, your reactions, your sense of self, this is where your power lies. You can choose to let go of the need for validation. Imagine no longer feeling the pressure to meet the expectations of others, to be constantly liked, or to constantly chase approval. Imagine what it would feel like to live life simply as yourself, without that weight. Detachment isn't about rejecting relationships or becoming selfish. It's about knowing that your peace doesn't depend on others. How do you start practicing detachment? Begin by recognizing what you're attached to. What's causing you stress or anxiety? Is it a desire to be accepted? A fear of failure? The need to have things go a certain way? Once you identify what you're attached to, ask yourself, what would happen if I let go of this? Letting go doesn't mean you stop caring. It means that you stop relying on external circumstances to determine your happiness. It means that you give yourself permission to live in the present moment without constantly worrying about what others think or about the things you can't control. Think about a time when you felt drained or overwhelmed by something outside of you. A comment from a friend, a mistake at work, an expectation you couldn't meet. How did that situation affect you? When you're attached to outcomes or to how others perceive you, you give away your power. Now think about the opposite. What if you detached from the need for approval? What if you stopped living for other people's expectations and started living for yourself? This doesn't mean you'll stop caring about others. It means you'll start caring about yourself just as much. You'll start making choices based on your own values, not on what others expect from you. Detachment frees you from the constant cycle of seeking external validation. It allows you to find peace in the present moment, no matter what's happening around you. It helps you realize that your happiness doesn't depend on anything outside of you. It comes from within. The beauty of detachment is that it doesn't require you to change the world. It requires you to change your perspective. You don't need to control others or force the world to align with your desires. All you need to do is take control of your mind, and that's where true freedom begins. By practicing detachment, you stop reacting impulsively to life's challenges. Instead, you create a space between the event and your response. In that space, you can choose how to respond without being at the mercy of your emotions or external influences. This is where your power lies. When you detach from external control, you find a peace that no one can take from you. You find strength in being grounded in your own truth. No matter what happens outside, you remain whole. You are no longer a puppet of life's unpredictable nature, but a person who stands tall, rooted in the knowledge that your happiness is in your hands. The power of detachment doesn't make you less compassionate or less connected. It makes you stronger, more resilient, and more at peace. You become the calm in the storm, the anchor that keeps you grounded no matter how turbulent the world around you becomes. You are the master of your own mind. The world may try to control you, but when you practice detachment, you free yourself from that influence. And in that freedom, you find your truest, most powerful self. So start today. Let go, free yourself, and watch as your inner peace grows stronger with every moment. Part 5. Commanding your emotions, becoming unshakable. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by your emotions? Maybe a moment when anger, fear, or anxiety controlled your thoughts and actions, leaving you feeling helpless and out of control. What if you could take back that control? What if you could command your emotions instead of being ruled by them? The truth is, you are far more powerful than you think. Your emotions don't define you. You have the ability to shape your responses, to choose how you feel in any given moment. Stoic philosophers like Seneca and Epictetus knew this well. They understood that while we cannot always control the events that occur in our lives, we have full command over how we respond to them. And that's where your power lies. Your emotions are not the enemy. They are natural. They come, they go. But when you let them control your actions, that's when they become a problem. The key is not to suppress your emotions, but to understand them. To observe them without letting them dictate your behavior. When you are aware of your emotions, you create the space to respond with clarity, rather than reacting impulsively. Think of a time when you've let your emotions take the lead. Perhaps you snapped at someone, or you let fear hold you back from doing something important. How did that feel afterward? In those moments, you were not yourself. You were a slave to your feelings. But imagine a different scenario. What if you had been able to pause, to take a breath, to observe your emotions before acting on them? What if you had chosen to respond from a place of calm, not from a place of impulse? That would have been your power in action. That is what it means to command your emotions. How do you begin this journey? The first step is to accept that your emotions are valid. They are not to be feared or ignored. Instead, acknowledge them. When you feel anger, sadness, or frustration arise, instead of reacting immediately, take a moment to pause. Ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? What triggered this emotion? What am I really afraid of? By questioning your emotions, you take away their power. You shift from being a passive observer of your feelings to an active participant in your emotional life. The Stoics also emphasize the importance of detachment from our emotions, not to be indifferent, but to detach from being ruled by them. When you detach from the intensity of your emotions, you create space for reason and wisdom to step in. Instead of allowing anger to take over, you can choose to be calm. Instead of allowing fear to paralyze you, you can choose courage. This doesn't mean you'll never feel intense emotions again, but it means that those emotions no longer have the final say in how you behave. You are no longer at the mercy of your feelings. You are the one in control. When you learn to command your emotions, you become unshakable. No matter what life throws your way, you remain grounded in your center. Challenges, setbacks, and even criticism will no longer cause you to lose your balance. You'll face them with poise, with strength, and with the understanding that your emotions don't have to dictate your actions. Think about someone you admire. Perhaps it's a mentor, a leader, or even a historical figure. What do they have in common? One thing you'll notice is that they remain calm and composed even in difficult situations. They have mastered their emotions, and because of that, they can think clearly, make better decisions, and lead with confidence. Now, imagine yourself with that same control. Imagine yourself in difficult situations, staying calm, centered, and able to make clear-headed decisions. This is not a distant dream. This is something you can achieve by practicing awareness, by pausing before reacting, and by choosing your response. You can command your emotions. This inner strength will not only make you more resilient in the face of life's challenges, it will also improve your relationships, your decision-making, and your overall well-being. When you are in command of your emotions, you become a powerful force, a steady presence in a chaotic world. You are not defined by your emotions. You are the master of them. The more you practice this, the more unshakable you will become. And in this mastery, you will find true freedom. So next time you feel your emotions rising, take a breath. Step back. Remember that you have the power to choose your response. And in that moment of choice, you will discover the unshakable strength that lies within you. Part 6. Living with Purpose. Directing every action toward meaning. Do you ever feel like you're simply going through the motions day after day without truly feeling like your actions are aligned with your deeper purpose? What if you could begin each day knowing that every action you take, no matter how small, contributes to something meaningful? Living with purpose is not a luxury or a vague idea that only a few special people can attain. It is a way of life. It is the power to direct each and every action you take towards something that truly matters to you. It is the realization that you have the ability to shape your life, to create meaning, and to live each moment with intention. Think about the times when you felt most alive. Were those moments filled with purpose? When you were completely immersed in something meaningful, something you cared deeply about, didn't you feel a deep sense of satisfaction? Those moments didn't just happen. They were a result of your intentional focus, your alignment with what you truly value. The Stoics understood this deeply. Marcus Aurelius, for example, lived every day with a sense of duty. He saw his role as emperor not as a burden, but as a purpose to serve the greater good. His every decision, his every action was guided by the need to contribute to the world around him. And while you may not be an emperor, you have your own role to play in your work, in your relationships, in your community, and in the way you engage with the world. Purpose isn't something you need to go out and find. It's something that arises when you begin to ask yourself the right questions. What matters to me? What do I want my legacy to be? What are the values I want to uphold, no matter what? These questions bring you back to your core, to the very essence of who you are and what you stand for. Once you connect with your purpose, your actions take on a new energy. Everything you do becomes an opportunity to live out that purpose, whether it's in your work, your relationships, or your personal growth. When you live with purpose, everything you do is infused with meaning. You don't just show up. You bring your whole self into everything you do. But here's the thing. Purpose is not something you discover and then never question again. It's something that evolves with you. As you grow, as you learn, your sense of purpose may shift and deepen. The important part is to keep asking yourself those powerful questions, to stay aligned with what truly matters to you at every stage of your life. Imagine this for a moment. What if, at the start of each day, you reminded yourself of your purpose? What if you asked yourself, how can I live in alignment with my deepest values today? Whether it's showing kindness to someone, making a meaningful contribution at work, or simply taking time for self-care, you begin to build a life that reflects who you truly are. You may think that living with purpose requires grand gestures, but the truth is that it often lies in the small, consistent actions. It's in the way you choose to treat others, the way you approach your work, the way you hold yourself accountable for your growth. The Stoics believed that even the most ordinary tasks could be imbued with purpose when done with the right mindset. And when you live with purpose, something incredible happens. You no longer feel lost or adrift. You are grounded in the knowledge that your actions matter. You feel the power of alignment, and in that, you find a deep sense of fulfillment that transcends the fleeting moments of pleasure or success that so often distract us. When you live with purpose, you are able to stay steady, even in the face of challenges. Life will throw obstacles your way, but when your actions are aligned with your values, those obstacles become part of the process. They become part of your story, a story of someone who lives with intention and purpose, no matter what. The beauty of living with purpose is that it is entirely within your control. You are the one who gets to decide how you spend your time, where you place your energy, and what you choose to prioritize. You can live a life that reflects the highest version of yourself. All it takes is the commitment to make your actions count. So, let me ask you, what would it look like if you made purpose the foundation of every decision, every action? How would your life transform if you woke up each day knowing that you were living with intention, guided by values that truly matter to you? This isn't a distant dream. This is the reality you can create for yourself starting today. Every action you take, no matter how small, can be directed toward meaning. Every day is an opportunity to live with purpose, to shape your life in alignment with the things that matter most to you. Part 7. The Stoic Warrior's Daily Ritual. Structuring your day for success. Your day is not just a series of random events. It is a canvas upon which you paint the story of your life. Every choice you make, every moment you live, shapes the person you are becoming. But have you ever thought about how you're structuring your day? Are you creating the rhythm of your life with intention? Or are you merely reacting to what comes your way? The Stoic warrior understands the power of a structured day. Just like a warrior prepares for battle, you must prepare for the day ahead. Your morning sets the tone, your actions throughout the day build upon that foundation, and your evening is where you reflect and grow. It's a daily ritual, a rhythm that keeps you aligned with your purpose and sharpens your focus. Start with the morning. The way you wake up determines the way you move through the day. The Stoic warrior doesn't rush out of bed, diving straight into the chaos of life. Instead, they begin with stillness, with silence. In the quiet moments of the morning, you reclaim your power. This time is yours, before the world demands anything of you, before distractions pull you in every direction. In this sacred space, you ground yourself in your purpose. You take a moment to reflect on your values, on why you're here, and how you will show up today. This moment of clarity is essential. It's where you anchor yourself. Once you're grounded, you move into action. The Stoic warrior doesn't waste time. They are intentional with every task. But that doesn't mean rushing or hurrying through the day. It means approaching each task with full presence, with focus. Whether it's work, a conversation, or a moment of self-care, every action has meaning when you are present with it. You are not simply passing time. You are choosing to live purposefully. Seneca once said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Mastery of yourself begins with discipline. It begins with making a commitment to structure your day in a way that serves you. It means resisting the urge to let distractions take over or to let the demands of others pull you off course. You are the commander of your time. Every decision you make, every minute you spend, contributes to who you are becoming. So why not choose to create a day that reflects the highest version of yourself? As you move through the day, the Stoic warrior stays mindful. They are aware of how easy it is to slip into patterns of unproductive behavior or to become lost in frustration. Instead, they use their attention as a tool. When you're intentional with your focus, the mundane becomes meaningful. Every moment is a choice. You can decide how to respond, how to engage. It's not about controlling everything around you. It's about controlling how you show up in the world. Even in the face of challenges, the Stoic warrior remains unshaken. Obstacles are not seen as roadblocks, but as opportunities to grow. Every difficulty you face is a chance to practice resilience, to sharpen your character. The Stoic approach to adversity is not one of avoiding or complaining about it. It's one of embracing it. Adversity is the forge that shapes you. As the day comes to a close, you enter the evening reflection. This is where the warrior's wisdom lies. You look back on the day with honesty, with introspection. What went well? What could you improve? What have you learned? This is your opportunity to learn from your mistakes, to course correct if needed, and to celebrate your victories. The evening is a time to recharge, to reset, and to prepare for the challenges of tomorrow. But here's the most important thing. The Stoic warrior knows that every day is an opportunity to improve, to grow, and to align even more closely with their purpose. There is no finish line. There is only the journey, one step at a time, one day at a time. When you structure your day with intention, you are continually building the life you want. You are not just waiting for success to come to you. You are creating it. Every morning you rise with purpose. Every action you take is meaningful, and every evening you reflect on the progress you've made. This ritual is what brings consistency to your growth. It's what makes you unshakable. So ask yourself today, how will you structure your day? Will you approach it with the same intention, focus, and discipline of a Stoic warrior? Remember, you are the architect of your life. Every day is your opportunity to build something strong, something meaningful, something that aligns with your deepest values. Take command of your day, and the rest will follow. Part 8. Mastering Relationships, Commanding Respect and Influence. In the journey of self-mastery, relationships are one of the most powerful forces. How you connect with others, how you interact, and the influence you wield shapes not only your life, but the lives of those around you. The Stoic approach to relationships isn't about manipulation or control. It's about leading by example with integrity and earning respect through your actions. You have the power to command respect, but this respect is not something you demand. It is something you earn day by day through the way you show up in the world. Respect is built on the foundation of consistency. It's not about being liked or admired. It's about being true to yourself and living in a way that others can trust and rely upon. When you live with purpose and integrity, you naturally command respect. So how do you command this respect? It begins with you. It begins with understanding your values, your boundaries, and your purpose. When you know who you are, when you act with conviction, your energy speaks for you before words ever do. Others will recognize your strength, your calm, your wisdom, and they will be drawn to you. But respect alone isn't enough. You also have the ability to influence the people around you. Influence is not about forcing others to follow your will. It's about inspiring them to take action, to rise to the best version of themselves, just as you are striving to do. True influence comes from leading with authenticity and compassion. It's about showing others the path, not by demanding it, but by walking it yourself. Think about the people you respect. What is it about them that draws you in? Often, it's not their words, it's the way they carry themselves, the calm they exude, the actions they take. They don't need to shout or assert their power. They show their strength through quiet confidence. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius believed in the power of restraint. When you speak less but act with more intention, your words hold weight. When you lead by example, your influence grows not through force, but through authenticity. People are drawn to those who are genuine, who live in alignment with their principles. When you live with integrity, others begin to see the strength of your character and they begin to follow your lead, not because you tell them to, but because they want to. In your relationships, it's not enough to simply be strong and unwavering. It's essential to also practice empathy. Understanding others' emotions, seeing things from their perspective, and being patient with them are all part of your ability to influence. Empathy allows you to connect deeply with others, and through that connection, your influence expands. The Stoics were not indifferent to human connection. They believed in the importance of human relationships, but they also believed in controlling how you respond to them. Your emotions shouldn't be ruled by others. You must remain grounded, no matter what others throw your way. This emotional steadiness allows you to interact with others in a way that is thoughtful and intentional, not reactive. By mastering your emotions, you can guide your relationships in a positive direction. When it comes to conflicts, the Stoic response is always one of calmness. Instead of reacting impulsively, take a step back and approach the situation with clarity. This doesn't mean suppressing your emotions, but rather understanding them and choosing how to respond. This emotional control not only gives you strength, it also helps to foster respect in the people around you. They will begin to see that you are not someone who is easily swayed, someone who can be trusted to remain steady no matter the circumstances. Your relationships will flourish when you stop seeking validation from others and instead focus on what you can offer. Be the kind of person who listens deeply, who shows up consistently, and who leads with kindness. When you offer that kind of presence, others will gravitate toward you and respect will naturally follow. In the end, mastering relationships is about mastering yourself first. The more you grow into the best version of yourself, the more naturally you will command respect and influence. It's not about power, it's about integrity. It's not about control, it's about connection. When you live your truth, when you are authentic, your relationships become a reflection of your inner strength. Remember, the most influential people are not those who try to control others. They are those who lead with purpose, clarity, and kindness. When you master yourself, you will begin to see how effortlessly your relationships transform and how your influence spreads. Your respect and influence grow not because you seek them, but because you embody the qualities that others respect and admire. Part 9. The Reflection. Ending the day with wisdom. The end of each day is an opportunity for you to reflect. to pause, and to evaluate your actions. This moment of stillness is more than just a routine. It's a chance to reconnect with yourself and the choices you made. When you reflect on your day, you allow yourself to grow, not just by what you've accomplished, but by how you've lived. This practice is about more than reviewing what went well or what went wrong. It's about learning from each moment, every decision, and every emotion that passed through you. At the end of your day, take a moment to breathe deeply and center yourself. Give yourself permission to slow down. Life can rush by, but in these moments of reflection, you reclaim your time. This is where you find your peace. When the world around you quiets, you are left with the truth of your experiences, the lessons that today's moments have offered you. Think about the choices you made today. Were they in alignment with who you want to be? Did you act with integrity even when it wasn't easy? Reflection doesn't need to be a time of judgment, but a time of understanding. It's about asking yourself the right questions, questions that help you see where you can grow, where you can improve, and where you've truly shown up for yourself and others. This is the power of reflection. It brings clarity to your actions and gives you the wisdom to live better tomorrow. Don't rush through this process. Take your time. Look back at the small moments and the big ones. What did you learn from them? What did you learn about yourself? Each day holds a piece of wisdom that can guide your future choices. Reflection allows you to absorb those lessons and carry them forward. You are building not just a life, but a life of purpose and intentionality. Ask yourself, did you let external circumstances control your emotions today? If so, how can you change that tomorrow? One of the most powerful things you can do for yourself is to recognize when you've allowed external forces to affect your inner peace. The Stoics believed that while you cannot control what happens in the world, you always have control over how you respond. In your reflections, ask yourself how you can better control your reactions tomorrow, how you can be more present and intentional with your choices. Reflecting on your relationships is also a key part of this process. Did you show kindness? Did you listen with empathy? Did you lead by example? Take note of the interactions you had and consider how they made you feel. Relationships are an ongoing dance of give and take. By reflecting on your interactions, you can gain insight into how you can deepen your connections with others and become a more positive force in their lives. These reflections help you grow into the person you want to be, someone who is calm, collected, and mindful of others. As you look back on the day, also acknowledge the moments of strength you demonstrated. Even on tough days, you showed up. You made decisions, you pushed through. These moments of resilience are worth celebrating. Recognize how far you've come, even in the smallest steps. Progress is made one choice at a time, and with every decision, you are becoming the person you strive to be. End your reflection by practicing gratitude. It's easy to focus on what went wrong or what you didn't accomplish, but true strength lies in acknowledging what went right. Take a moment to be thankful for the opportunities you had today, the lessons you learned, and the people who crossed your path. Gratitude is the foundation of a peaceful heart. When you reflect with gratitude, you free yourself from negativity and open yourself to abundance. As you close your eyes tonight, remember, tomorrow is a new beginning. You don't need to be perfect, but you can choose to live with purpose. The reflection you practice today shapes the person you will be tomorrow. Each day offers you the chance to improve, to act with greater intention, and to become more aligned with the person you want to be. The reflection is not just an end. It is the beginning of a new cycle, a new opportunity to grow. So, take the time tonight to truly reflect. Give yourself the gift of understanding your day and use that wisdom to rise stronger and more focused tomorrow. You have the power to shape your life, one reflection at a time. And in this quiet moment, you are already taking that step. Conclusion. Now, as you reach the end of this journey, remember this: you hold the power to shape your life. Every thought, every decision, every reflection is a step toward becoming the person you're meant to be. It doesn't happen overnight, but with each small, intentional action, you are building the life you desire. The Stoic way isn't just a philosophy, it's a way of living, and you are capable of embodying it fully, right now. If you're ready to begin, start by taking action today. Start by making the decision to reflect each evening, to master your mind, and to turn every obstacle into an opportunity. Embrace the power of detachment and let your emotions become your strength rather than your weakness. Structure your day with purpose, knowing that each moment is an opportunity for growth. Command respect in your relationships and move through the world with intention. Most importantly, always end your day with reflection, because that's where the real wisdom lives. So what will you do with your next day? How will you show up for yourself and for the world around you? The Stoic warrior doesn't wait for life to happen. They create their own path with every choice, every action, and every moment of reflection. You too can live this way. The power is in your hands. Thank you for taking this journey with me. If you found value in these words, I encourage you to take the first step right now. Leave a comment below, share your thoughts, and let me know how you plan to apply these principles to your life. Don't wait. Begin today and continue to strive toward mastery in every aspect of your life. Remember, change begins with you, and I believe in your ability to make it happen. Take the first step. Step into your power. The world is waiting for you to show up as the Stoic warrior you are.